Hey G-Fans, GojiFan93 here, and in today's video I'm going to be reviewing and revisiting Super Godzilla. Now, Super Godzilla and I go way back. Back in 2013 when I first played the game, it didn't really go so well.
Alright. Oh my god, fucking stop it. Button. And he keeps on doing that charge attack. I can't do a charge attack. Why can't I do it? I can't. Ugh. Okay, and then I paused it again. Alright. Good God, this is ridiculous. Fuck you. No, I don't want to escape. What is the buttons? What are the buttons? Get me in. I'm pressing every single button. It's not doing it. It's not letting me do it. What the oh my God. I can't get past the first boss. This is ridiculous. I can't even hurt him. What the fuck? Are you serious? I mean, like, are you just fucking kidding me? I'm pressing every. No, don't. Alright, you know what? I'm done.
And then a year after that, I decided to come back to the game and really try to beat it. And I did.
If the game is, if the game audio is coming clear. I freaking got him! Oh my God! Yes! Yes! Suck it! Suck it! Suck it! There. Yes! 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 I'm Super Godzilla. Fuck him up. Yes! Oh! Yes!
And now, after all these years, I'm going back and revisiting a lot of the games I did Let's Plays on. And yeah, Super Godzilla was on that list, unfortunately. And so, I did a live stream trying to play through the game, and well, it went about as well as you would expect it to. Like, it's... Oh my God! Can you just let me hit you? Every time I get close, he keeps on pushing me back. Holy crap! What is going on? Wow. Okay. Yeah, there you go. Charge at me again. Whatever. And attack me without any... Good Lord. Mechagodzilla, if you could just stop charging... The problem is I'm in a shitty mood right now, so any little thing that happens in this game, I'm already more angry about it. Yeah, this is not the kind of live stream that I wanted this really to turn into. I want it to be a lot more positive, but I'm just I'm in a shit mood right now. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. But the problem is I don't want to rage. I'm not gonna rage quit. Like I'll come back to this game. I think what I need is maybe a break. Okay, Godzilla, like what the f? Like look at this. I can't even get close to him. He'll do his charge attack, and then oh my God, dude, do you guys see what? I can't get close to him. And then he does his stupid attack. Like, what the oh my God, man. I can't even get close to this. What is this, man? What is this? This is not how I wanted this live stream to go. I am so disappointed right now. I'm so upset because this is not entertaining content. This is bad. This is bad content. I've had a great day. I've actually been very productive today until playing this game. There was a part of me that didn't want to play this game today, and I think I should have gone with that first hunch. So after that, I took a week break and then live streamed it again. But this time I was like, you know what? I don't have the time, I don't have the patience for it, and I used some good old cheat codes. So I went on the internet, got some cheats, and I played through the whole game with not getting hurt by running over buildings, a faster walk by being able to play as Super Godzilla for the whole game, which playing as Super Godzilla for the whole game is actually really fun. The only downside to it is that the game freaks out a little bit because you're not supposed to be able to play as Super Godzilla, because you're not actually supposed to be able to play as Super Godzilla until you get to Mecha King Ghidorah and then Bagan. So if you play as Super Godzilla before that, basically the game freaks out, and every time you do your punch and then you select which ability you want to use on the opponent, the screen goes black and it actually refills the enemy's health. So it's kind of impossible to play the game initially, and that's what I thought at first, but then I did some digging, and good old Super Godzilla Gaming showed me that you can in fact beat Super Godzilla while playing as Super Godzilla for the whole game. The only thing you have to do is you just have to keep on nudging into the opponent. You can't select the actual special ability. You just have to keep on hitting them, and then you'd maybe do your little punches, and then if obviously it's because you're Super Godzilla, you can do your charge punch, which is so fun. But it also makes the game actually kind of hard. You'd think that it would make it easier, but it really doesn't. It actually makes the game a lot more challenging because of the fact that all you can do are these little pitiful little punches. And then the enemies, especially Biollante for instance, was a real long battle. And so, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, throughout the playthrough, I turned invincibility on because even as Super Godzilla, I still died to some of the opponents. So, to sum it up, Super Godzilla, guys, is just, God, this game, man, this freaking game. To start off, the story of the game is really nothing too special. It's really just aliens come down to attack Earth again, and Bagan is the big bad guy that's the big alien villain for this alien race. But the one cool thing that I would say is that the humans have actually managed to take control of Godzilla's brain and be able to, well, control him throughout the city to destroy the, bad guys. The whole thing, when I think about it, would actually make a better movie than it does a video game. But it would make a good video game if the gameplay was actually good, and that's what I'm going to get into now. So the game has this whole style of half a semi-strategic fighter and half a sort of like God view map where you're one little dot and you go through a grid-based map, destroying the buildings and picking up power-ups and doing other little side objectives like finding a scientist in a building, for instance, or attacking a mothership UFO. And one of the most frustrating things and things that I've just never understood about the game is the fact that when you're Godzilla and you hit a building, the game not only does this thing where the top view is basically like the cinematic, and the top view shows Godzilla destroying a building, which would be fun, right? But not in this game, because basically what happens is you lose health when you run into a building. Now, explain to me, why is it that when Godzilla runs into a building, he loses health? That makes absolutely no sense at all. That's Godzilla's whole identity, is destroying buildings. So the fact that he loses health by destroying buildings is one of the worst things ever. The other thing that's very annoying in the game is that he is slow. When you're going through, even when you're Super Godzilla, when you're walking through the little grid map, he is so slow, and the only thing you watch is the cinematic of Godzilla just going through the town, but that's it. And you're mainly watching the bottom view of the screen anyways. Another very annoying thing and super tedious is the fact that later on, I think it's like the second or third mission onward, is you have random encounters with UFOs, which is the most frustrating thing ever. And the only way to stop it is to actually attack the mothership of that map. Once you take out the mothership, then it actually eradicates all the other UFOs and you don't have to worry about it. Luckily though for me, I put a cheat code in where it disabled the random encounters with the UFOs, so I never had to fight them again, and it was fantastic. And I highly recommend if you play Super Godzilla to do it that way. Because the other thing is that when you fight the UFOs, it doesn't even give you any benefit. I don't even think it refills your health. It doesn't even do anything. So what is the point other than to annoy the crap out of the player? So that's basically the strategic part of the game, or not really the strategic part, but just the top-down view game. And you basically need to run over and find the opponent who's a pink dot. Once you hit that opponent, the game goes into its other mechanic, the fighting mechanic. And this part of the game is, I don't understand. I scratch my head thinking why the developers thought that this was a good game design. So pretty much you start the battle, you have to raise your fighting spirit, is what it's called, and basically Godzilla needs to walk over to the opponent, punch him, walk backwards. The more he walks backwards, the more you get a powerful attack. So if you punch him, you walk backwards, you wait one, you get like a tail attack or another or a headbutt attack. It's very you don't really get a lot of hits on that. But then if you keep on walking backwards, you get stronger attacks like your atomic breath and all that stuff. And then when you're Super Godzilla, you get this really awesome attack actually, which is this dragon beam that comes out of his chest. It's super cool, but you have to wait a long time for that ability to actually show up. Now, even when I first played the game back in the day, I was so confused at this mechanic because the game does not explain it well at all. And then even playing it today, I still sort of struggled on how exactly it works. I will admit, once you get a rhythm on how it works, the game does become a little bit easier, and you do get a little bit of a flow with the game, and then you start to master the game with that. But some of the AI is ridiculous, and they are cheap as hell. Especially Mechagodzilla. When you get to Mechagodzilla, it is one of the most cheapest things you'll ever encounter, because what Mechagodzilla does is he does this charge attack, but it's so fast and it's so hard to dodge. In fact, you pretty much can't even dodge it. And Mechagodzilla can spam that attack all the time. It is so frustrating. So when you hit the opponent, you walk backwards, you select your ability. It does play a pretty cool cinematic where you get to see the ability play out. But the thing is it gets old and repetitive super fast. As soon as you've seen the tail attack or the beam attack 3 times, you're pretty much tapped out. You wish there could be a skip button. And basically the goal of it is you're just supposed to dwindle the enemy's health down until it hits 0 and then you win. The cool thing is once you get the ability as Super Godzilla, you actually have the ability to charge back at the enemy. See, when you're normal Godzilla, you don't have an ability to actually charge at them. So when both opponents are far away, you have to kind of just walk slowly up to the opponent to close the gap. There's no ability like all the other enemies where they can just charge at you quick. So you only get that when you get Super Godzilla's ability. Then you can hold down the punch button and Godzilla does a charge punch attack, which is pretty cool. But it sucks that you can't get that unless you're Super Godzilla. And I gotta say, it is the most clunkiest game mechanic or fighting mechanic you could ever do in a game like this. I will never understand why they didn't just take the formula that the Godzilla game on the NES game did and just upgrade it to Super Nintendo standards. It doesn't make any sense. On the graphics side of things, I will say the game does look pretty. The sprites look great. Godzilla, for instance, looks fantastic. There are certain parts of the game that don't really look as good, but overall, it actually looks really nice, especially the main menu screen. It looks fantastic. The enemy designs are also really great, and Bagan himself is pretty cool, and Super Godzilla looks fantastic as well. And when it comes to the music is also one of the best parts of the game. The music is pretty much ripped straight from the movies. The music just gets, bitified. I don't even know if that's a word, but I'm making that up. The music got bitified. And some of the original tracks for the game, like the battle music and all that, and Bagan's theme, are really cool. The last thing I want to touch upon is the controls, and this kind of goes back to the gameplay, but the controls are just laggy. There's just this feeling of input delay when you press the button and what happens on screen. It's not instantaneous, and it makes the game feel clunky and laggy and just not good at all. So to conclude, Super Godzilla, I'm sorry, I know that this game has its fans, but it is just not a good game at all. It's not a good Godzilla game, and it's not a good game in general. And the fact that I think the only reason that this game is memorable is just because of Bagan. I feel like if it wasn't for Bacon or the Super Godzilla design, I don't think this game would be as memorable. And also the fact that Bacon is like one of these characters that has never really fully been realized in a movie or anything. The only thing he has been made popular is because of the game. It's just weird how a lot of people gravitate towards Bacon even though this is the only main thing he's been in. So yeah, guys, it's not a good game, and I am not playing it ever again. It's not fun, it's tedious, it's laggy, it's hard, it's cheap, especially if you don't use cheat codes. And I feel like if they were to ever, I don't know, remake the game or something, there are so many things that they could do better with it. And in fact, this game probably deserves a remake. Out of all the remakes we get now in gaming, I feel like this is a case that is actually 100% valid to do. So that's my review of Super Godzilla, guys. It's not a good game at all. It's bad. Just don't avoid it. Avoid the game. Play much better Godzilla games. They are out there. Trust me. Let me know in the comments below what you guys think of Super Godzilla. That's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, stay big, G fans.